Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. What a couple of weeks I've had trying to sort out various things wrong with my body, but here we are with another video, and I'm going to share some stuff with you that I've recently bought that I'm hoping is going to help me this season. So in fact, this video is more to do with some upgrades or things that I've been purchasing that will hopefully help me in my triathlon season this year. Now, as triathletes, you know, we are always looking for performance gains and that extra little percent here and there. And hopefully these two items are going to help me in achieving that this year. So firstly, what do we have? Well, it's actually two items that you've seen in that intro that I'm going to be talking through. Now, the first one up, which you probably couldn't tell from the packaging, but it is an easy disc wheel from Easy Gains, and this is the new super light disc cover. So apparently this thing has got a 10 to 15 watt saving. It's been wind tunnel tested. You often see a lot of, there's a few pros that use it. There's a lot of top age groupers out there that use it as well. I've heard some really good things about it. I've done some reading around it. The research seems in place. So it seems as though it's as pretty much as good as a full disc wheel. Now, I did contemplate buying a new disc wheel, but it just didn't make sense to me because the wheels I use, which are flow wheels, they're really good, really fast, and I only really use them for racing and the odd training session here and there. So it just seems silly to me to buy new wheels for what the price of the Easy Disc cover is. It just seemed much more cost effective and a more sensible way of doing it. I would potentially look at buying a disc wheel if I was to buy a new set of wheels, but yeah, that was kind of what my thinking behind it. Now, I think when you look at the research and the amount of people using these wheels, it's clear. They obviously do have an added benefit. They seem to work. Everyone seems to give them really good feedback. So for me, it was just a bit of a no-brainer. Now, I haven't actually put them on my wheel yet, so I don't actually know how easy or difficult that may be, but apparently it's pretty straightforward to do. We will see. Now, my second piece of kit is a new wetsuit, and actually I bought this a few months ago. And I would say it's probably not an upgrade as such, because my last wetsuit was exactly the same, the Zone Aspire, but this is just a newer version. So I've used the Zone 3 Aspire wetsuit for a number of seasons, and it's been a really good wetsuit for me. I can't knock it. You know, I've raced well in it. It's really comfortable. It's lasted a long time, and I thought, why change? Why not stick with what you know? And wetsuits, you know, when you go from brand to brand, the fit can be a little bit different, and I didn't want to go through all of that as well. And it's not a cheap wetsuit, you know, it's probably just below top range. But I was lucky, I did get it in a sale. I got some money off of it, and I bought it when it was on special offer. So there you go. That's kind of why I went with the same suit as what I've already got, but just a newer version. So there you go, everyone. There's the two pieces of kit that I'm adding to my armory this season, and hopefully they're going to serve me well. The next thing to do really is get the disc cover on the wheel, and we'll actually see how easy or difficult that may be. Right, so I'm going to have a go now at putting this Easy Disc wheel on, and I've just set up my area quite simply. I've got my race wheel just here. The Easy Disc covers come here, and then in the pack you get these stickers which actually go on the inside of the rim just to protect it, but you also get the binding screws, a bit of electrical tape that's additional, and then this sticker as well that goes over that hole. It seems fairly simple to do. I've watched a few videos, I've read their instructions. Let's get on with it. Right, so the first thing to do with this is to remove the cassette, and luckily I'm actually changing my cassette, so yeah, it's a good time to do this. So you are going to need a few tools. Obviously you're going to need a chain whip. Let's get that on there. Okay, if I put it the right way around. Let's get that on there. Get that. There we go. Let me get that chain. Get that cassette off. Now before I actually put any of the Easy Disc wheel on, I think one of the most important things is to clean the wheel, because there is probably lots of grime and brake dust and all sorts around this wheel, and yeah, you can see just from my fingers from touching it. Now I think it's important that we clean the wheel, because if we're going to use stickers to secure things and tape, then we want the wheel to be as clean as possible so we get that tape to adhere pretty well. So as you can see, that's the taping of the inside done, and what I did is with the line that I made, I've just overlapped the tape by about 1 millimeter or so it's just peeking past it. Now that's all pretty much done. The next job is to get the actual disc covers on, and I'm just going to place them on, line them up with my marks, electrical tape them on just temporarily, and then get through some of the cable ties to start securing it. Good to go. Right, so it's time to get this thing secure. What we're going to do is flip the wheel over, so you can see I've secured it with the electrical tape just on the outside. Flip it over, and then we're going to use the cable ties. So you've got a load of little perforated holes in the cover, and I think the idea is that you line one of those holes up with your spokes, and you want, well, I suppose the more you've got, the more secure it is, but I think I'm going to probably go with at least 5 or 6. Yeah, and just match up one of the holes to the spokes. We feed the cable tie through, and you want the thicker end, or the bit that you secure it with, inside. Okay, I'm not going to do it tight at the moment, I'm just going to do it nice and, well, fairly loose, get them all on, and then I'll tighten them after. And you are going to need snips to snip the ends off of these as well. Right, let's crack on with that, get that done. Right, so that's the way it kind of looks. As you can see, all of those threaded through. They're not tightened yet. I will do that next. And then that's what it kind of looks like on the other side. So it is fairly neat and tidy. Will I secure a few more? I don't know, I'm going to see first. I've got 6 on there. I'm going to see first how tight that goes and whether I do need any more on it. Okay, so that's more or less one side of this wheel done. I'm not going to remove any of the tape yet, because I'm going to move on to the other side. Now, with this part of the cover, you don't actually have to clip it in. There are holes, as you can see, just around it. And I think the idea is that you match those holes up with these ones on this side, and then we use the bolts that we have here to attach it together, more or less. And then the last job, I think, is taking off the tape, and then we'll seal up around the edges. So that, my friends, is the Easy Disc wheel installed, and I might loosen these off a little bit because I think I don't think they should be indented as that much. But yeah, it's pretty simple to do. The only thing I've got to do now is secure the tape around the outside, put the cassette back on, and yeah, we are pretty much done. So there we have it, guys. That's the Easy Disc wheel all installed. The only thing I've got to do is put the last decal on here just to cover that hole, but I'm gonna mess about on my wheel before I do that. But yeah, we're all good. It was fairly simple to do. The only difference I did was when I didn't use the electrical tape around the edge. They gave extra tape to protect your rim, the stuff that I used right at the beginning. I used that because it is curved. It just went on a lot better, and you can always order more of those and you get plenty in the box, so I use that instead. Whether that's the right thing to do, who knows, but I can't see how it's going to be a problem. But there you go, upgrade number 1 complete. We're ready to go. So there you go, what did you think? Any comments, you can drop them in the box below. I suppose the only thing now to do is to go and test this thing, and I am planning to do that because I'm racing next weekend, and what I don't want to do is leave it to race day to actually test anything, because anything doesn't work, it's going to bugger me up totally. So the plan is to get out during the week and test the wheel and make sure everything is working fine. You won't see that in this video, unfortunately. I just haven't got time to film that and get this out to you in due course. And what about the wetsuit? Well, similar thing really. I need to test it out, and I'm not going to test it out in my race next week. It would be silly to do that. I'm probably going to use my old wetsuit to race in next week. And secondly, I've just had my shoulder injected and I'm still not able to swim yet. So I've got I haven't really got a chance to use it and practice in it. So it'd be sensible for me to use my old wetsuit, race in that, and then I've got a few weeks then to get back into the open water and yeah, get it broken in, I suppose, and get used to it and make any changes on it that I need to, that kind of thing, just making sure it is a-okay. Right everyone, we're going to leave it there. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're new around here, do hit the sub button. It is appreciated. There is a lot of viewers that watch this channel that actually aren't subscribed, and it would mean a lot to me if you could just hit that button. Yeah, and you'll see me in the next one, which actually I think I'm going to bring you a vlog from a different location. So I'll see you very, very soon.